Jen, thank you very much. We welcome you to one of the great places you're going to find in the country, Austin, Texas. Jimmy Dykes, Dave O'Brien, #1 Texas. They got off to a blistering start. They got out in front 12-0. They captured this game real early in terms of momentum, Jimmy, and they have not let up.
Yeah, Vic Schaefer not happy with his team the last 4 or 5 days in practice. They're very happy with the opening 8 minutes. The defensive pressure and size of Texas is the story in this game. Missouri State in black just cannot get free. They can't get good looks. And Texas looking like a team that could absolutely get the Phoenix, if not win the national championship early.
Size, depth, athleticism, one of the great players in the country in Madison Booker.
When you look at the size inside of Texas, just powerful bodies. Vic Schaefer will tell you this is not my best defensive team. I'm better offensively this year than I was a year ago. Still one of the top 10 defensive clubs in college ball.
Yeah, not to say they're not a great defensive team, because teams only get like 57 points against them.
Yeah, but by Vic Schaefer standards, they're not quite what he would like to have.
Beckemeyer hitting the deck, trying to free that up. A tie-up. Possession arrow will be for Missouri State. They like to go with most states. 23 wins during the regular season and their tournament. Made a terrific run in the Conference USA tournament to win it in their first year in the league. They went in as the #6 seed, and they upset all 3 of the top seeds in that tournament. Beckemeyer picks it off after the tip. And outside for Pauly.
24 in black is the kid from Missouri State. She has been pressured. She's been face guarded. She's struggled shooting the ball so far, being sped up by that Texas defense. One of the best players in all of mid-major basketball, Cayman Beckemeyer, put on a show Wednesday night as they advance against Stephen F. Austin. Leading scorer on the year, comes in with a 64 made threes, but just no airspace so far early for Beckemeyer.
And she's 1 for 5. She has hit one long one. Downstairs, Crump bottled up with 1:27 to go before the end of the first quarter. And Texas looking every bit like a #1 seed, and a team that has eyes on all of it, the national championship.
Well, they've won Texas 8 games now straight by an average of 22 points. And Vic Schaefer openly criticized his team after a loss to Vanderbilt back on February 12th, saying, "My team is soft, we have no heart, no toughness." Man, had they responded to his voice and his challenge.
Just a little bit, right? 31-3. Crump will fire it up, and a whistle underneath. As mentioned, 14-3 against top 25 opponents. Nobody in the country has beaten more of them than Schaefer's Longhorns. They defeated #3 UCLA and #2 South Carolina back-to-back early in the season. They beat South Carolina twice. They beat #11 Carolina, North Carolina. They beat #10 Oklahoma, and everybody else.
Obi, they had UCLA down 21 at the half back in November in that Players Era. And the next they took down South Carolina. And just when you thought Texas, although they've lost 3 starters off last year's Final 14, they are right back in the thick of this national title hunt.
Rugen on the drive with the kick. Shot clock winding down to 6, and Douglas harassed on that shot. And here come the Longhorns again. They can run you right off the floor. 85 points a game. Vic Schaefer told us yesterday he thinks it's his best offensive team since he's been at Texas for the last 6 years.
Well, he has every game 3 or 4 different players that can get hot and become the go-to. And that has not been the case for Vic in Texas until this year.
Back out to Preston. She can be a rocket. She's going to draw a foul. A bit of a bailout there with only 3 on the shot clock and 27 seconds left in the quarter.
Brianna Preston right there, #1 in white. Vic Schaefer will tell you, the fastest guard I've ever had. Now, this is a Vic Schaefer head coach that has had downhill drivers at Missouri State, good guard play here at Texas, but this kid has track speed and electric off the bounce, brings an energy off the bench. Top 38 players in high school ball in that 2024 class. Vic has 2 more coming next year. By the way, it will be inside the top 10 in the ESPN high school class ranking.
He's got the #1 recruiting class coming in later on this year. This one's pretty darn good too, as they lead it 19-3 over Missouri State.
Well, that ball pressure is hot, is it not, for Texas? Just Missouri State being pushed out.
Janiah Bush being harassed by Preston, ran it right into a screen. They've got 5 seconds to get a shot in the end of the quarter. Rugen, that's short. Second effort by Washington. She's denied. There was a foul there. There was a foul Both full basketball and ran track.
Yeah.
After review, the illegal contact occurred by Texas number 32 with 0.4 seconds on the game clock. Number 15 for Missouri State will shoot 2 free throws.
Why would you boo? They clearly went to the monitor. They clearly saw the contact occurred. That's just the Longhorn faithful, man, being the Longhorn faithful, and I love it. They are here for it.
To Sidbury, the unpopular foul, and Washington with a miss.
Obi, when Vic took over, the season ticket holders here had dwindled to 1,000. Now it's over 6,000. They are back.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter.
But Texas has to be, I think, through this entire tournament. They don't rely heavily on the 3 ball. They don't want to settle for them. And Vic will tell you, we are at our best when we defend and we get out in transition and we play through our posts. And they have set the rules in this game initially, and I think that's how they will play this entire tournament under Vic Schaefer.
Well, Texas with an off-ball foul there underway here in the second quarter.
Set the rules of the game for how you want to play in your first game and set the rules for how we're going to look through the entire tournament.
So Missouri State, the 16 seed, looking for a hot hand. So far it has not been Cayman Beckemeyer, who has been so often for them this year and certainly was in the first 4 victory. She'll take it strong, and she's denied, and a foul on the play.
I talked about Beckemeyer is going to have to find a way to get something done off the bounce because Texas, too big, too long, too fast to get free on that 3-point line. And
now they call that one an offensive.
Texas runs her off the line, and Beckemeyer's got to utilize that shot fake. I like the jab step up top. And a good job to slide over and be set before Beckemeyer got off the ground. If you're just new to women's game, that restricted arc, ignore it. You can only make those plays if you're defensively stuck underneath the rim trying to draw one. Then it comes into play. If you're a defender that plays underneath the rim, you don't deserve to be on the floor anyways. That's that Vic Schaefer defense.
But they're going in strong, and a foul. 9:13 to go in the quarter. Madison Booker, the junior from Mississippi, takes the hit.
Obi from Ridgeland, Mississippi, and Vic Schaefer, when he was the head coach of Mississippi State, got his eyes on Madison Booker early and developed a strong bond and relationship with Book, as they call her here in this Texas program. And she is a mid-range star. This Texas team, 28% of their field goal attempts on the year are from the mid-range, which is the most in the power conference.
Just so consistent across the board, right? 27 against Baylor, 28 against Missouri, 31 against Ole Miss. Just shows up every single game for Texas. Heart and soul of this team, along with the other All-American, Rory Harmon. A terrific point guard. Beckemeyer gets out of there.
Boy, it is a fight just for every catch right now for Missouri State, especially off made free throws. Vic Schaefer known for face guarding full court pressure.
Rugen gave away the dribble. Here's Washington at the foul line. Rugen again. She can shoot it. She's a freshman. She's going to have to get a shot in the air right here. The shot clock winding down, but a miss.
One of the few defensive mistakes by Texas. They get away with it. 2 went with the roller, left an uncovered shoot.
Jordan Lee over the top, the catch, and up and in by Cunningham. The size really being imposed by Texas. She's 6'4", and they turn it over.
There's that full court press that Texas is known for off of makes. Bam.
There's the All-American with a triple.
Just her 21st made 3 of the year, 29%, but she just has a way to make timely ones. And Texas looking all of not only a number 1 seed, that a team is a legitimate national title contender. That is no surprise.
Really interesting listening to Vic Schaefer coaching his team yesterday, who said he was not thrilled with how they were performing, and he was not afraid to let them know it. But once this game started, there's a foul off the ball with 7:50 to go in the quarter. They have been off to the races.
Well, Vic Schaefer has done everything but win the national championship. Back-to-back title appearances in 2018 and 19, but he's got a club this year capable of not only playing in that national title game but winning it, and you certainly don't want to lose your edge. And you felt like his team had lost it the last 4 or 5 days, but sometimes they can get a little bored with practice. And boy, they have come out to shoot the starting blocks in this one against Mo State.
Booker with her second foul, so she hits the bench.
Missouri State was known for years as Southwest Missouri State when the star Jackie Stiles played for them. Then they went to Missouri State, now trying to rebrand themselves a little bit as Mo State. I'm all here for it.
The great actor John Goodman, also an alum of Moe State, like they like to call it now. 7.5 to go.
Obie actually was texting with Jackie Stiles last night, getting caught up with her. The great Jackie Stiles that put Missouri State basketball on the map. And she's a personal trainer now in that Springfield area, travels around to give individual. Still the 9th best offensive performance all time in the women's NCAA tournament, 41 versus Duke by Jackie Stiles.
Man, that's a lot of points.
Still a local star in that Springfield area. A great basketball community, by the way.
Washington with a pull-up pop, but not there. Big rebound by Bruggen and kicks it back outside for Beckemeyer. And that'll rattle home.
You get a little bit of a feel for how good she is. And she's going to struggle in this game with the size and the speed that's thrown against her. But one of the best mid-major players out there this year. Just look what she's done. OB, one of 7 in the nation with at least 570 points, 270 rebounds. That's some good stuff for a kid that's only 5'9".
Lee wriggling inside for 2. They got it to Jordan Lee, who gets him 13 points a game. 6-foot sophomore. Texas will take over possession here with 6:38 to go in the second.
Kingman Beckemeyer leads Missouri State with 3-point make. She has a good feel. Look at that. Just bounces her way out. Doesn't have to look down at the ground. Kids that have played a lot of ball, they always know where they are on the floor, but then defending where it's going to be a problem. Just Texas will be faster, more explosive, longer, 1 through 5 in this game.
And that makes it so tough for Missouri State. Second foul on Macy James to put Oldacre at the line. She's 69% there. Started her career at Miami.
And between her and Brea Cunningham at that 5 spot, they are combining for 18 points, 12 rebounds a game at the post position. And combined for 73 blocks. So that 5 spot is locked down between 2 kids, 164, 166.
Alicia Washington with a kick out. James, superior defender. And did not get a lot of offense from her. Here's Bruggen. James from the corner, too short. Rory Harmon will push it. Senior, only 8 points a game, but she got 26 against UCLA. Lee slicing and dealing, and a jumper on the way, and that won't fall. Oldacre will give him a second chance. Harmon's open, got it.
The winner, absolute winner. Just her 10th made 3 on the year at 41%, and 3 of those makes came in the SEC tournament. Kind of like Madison Booker, just can make big ones when she has to. The dynamic little point guard, 3 in white.
Pauly got herself open, buried the 3. Katie Pauly, who's come back this season from a fractured ankle. She's a senior. So obviously this is terribly meaningful for her today. Oldacre getting a lot of touches. Harmon running the offense back to the 6'6" power player, and inside kept it alive. Had a couple of opportunities there, and they'll get a 3rd, and now a 4th as she'll lay it in.
It kind of sums up the game, does it not? Just too much size and power and force inside for Missouri State to handle. One thing about Kyla Oldacre, number 0 for Texas right there guarding the ball. I think the longer this tournament goes and Texas is in it, team's going to drag her out, make her cover ball screens. Vic talked to her about it yesterday.
James off for Pauly. That's going to go the other way. They will turn it over with 4:37 to go. They handled it beautifully. 34-10, Texas dominating as the Longhorns do as the number 1 seed. Going to go over the top for Oldacre. She'll cash in. She's having a really good first half. She's been really effective in there. Came in averaging 11.6 rebounds a game. They are targeting her.
Vivian Stringer and Kim Mulkey both have beaten the brakes off me when I was coaching at Arkansas, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, Kim Mulkey, my first year at Arkansas, we won our first round game. Took down Northwestern as a 10 seed, and then had to match up against Kim Mulkey at Baylor. And she walked out in pregame, shook my hand, and said 2 things. I'm getting ready to kick your tail. And secondly, why did you leave TV to come to coaching? Hey, she was right on both of them.
Yep. Of course, Gino at the very top with 12. and counting. NCAA championships in what has been an extraordinary coaching career. Just incredible.
Will they feel the pressure of perfection? I think I heard Andrea talking about on Selection Sunday at some point in this tournament. Gino says he's seen no sign of it so far this year. Seems unfair at times when you trot out two of the best players in college ball, two of the top 5 on the same team with Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd could be the first player taken in the WNBA draft. But I'm so impressed with UConn's defense this year. It'll be the #1 defensive efficiency team in the country. What UConn rolls into this tournament with.
Offensive foul here on the Lady Bears. Well, closer look now. One game decided by single digits. That was Michigan. The average margin of victory for Gino's team, 36.4. And they won 13 games against the top 25. Only Texas won more than that with 14.
Well, they are beatable. Now, you can't let them beat you before the game ever tips off. And that UConn brand does it to a lot of people. But I think this Texas team, if you're going to beat UConn, from what I've seen, is trying to really get focused in the last 6 weeks on the women's game. I think you're going to have a physical defense that can pressure them, not let them come down and get into their offense and get you side to side, because then it is a nightmare. And if there's a team in the tournament that can do it, Texas is one of them. They're physical defensively. Vic Schaefer is a defensive-minded coach.
Well, and Vic knows, at least with a different team at a different time, how to beat Connecticut, because when he was at Mississippi State, he ended UConn's 111-game winning streak and beat them in the national semifinal.
And he didn't like it. You called it an upset.
Yes.
But if that's not an upset, what's an upset? He ended a 111-game win streak, Coach.
But I get it. I mean, it's actually good coaching. You tell your kids, look, you didn't upset anybody.
Yeah,
that's how good you are.
There's that defense I'm talking about for Texas. Again. Makes them a problem.
Carlton could not convert. And Lee will take it for Missouri State. Just hoping that they can get more than 10 points in the first half. Elia Crump, talented freshman, downstairs. Carlton with the bounce. That hangs on the iron. Oldacre draws another foul. They keep fouling.
First to tell you that she's the first in Texas women's basketball history to reach 1,200 points, 700 assists, 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio.
Oldacre with 11. She also has a bunch of rebounds. She has 6 rebounds on the offensive glass. And she'll take that away. She's really having a fine half. Here's Jordan Lee. Texas with a bid to get to 40. She will slice. Can't get it to go. Beckemeyer with the board. Here she comes. A pull-up pop. Smart decision.
What a tough shot. I know the score is 38-12 now, whatever it is, but what a tough shot by Beckemeyer. Grew up a Lady Bears fan. Right there from Republic, Missouri, a local hero.
Crump will lift. Got her own shot, but a miss. Missouri State, 23 wins during the regular season. Great run in the conference tournament. They knocked off number 3 Middle Tennessee State. And they survived a close one against the 2nd seed FIU, then took down the number 1 seed Louisiana Tech to win Conference USA. Volley off the back iron. It comes out high to Bruggen. She'll fire immediately. They went 0 for 2 there.
Well, Beth Cunningham in just her 4th year has Missouri State back in this NCAA tournament. It's a program that has won now 4 games the last 4 tournaments they've been in, so they're used to winning. Just overmatched today, but it's a proud, proud program. We talked about Jackie Stiles. Saw Coach Mox last night. It's just they've had a lot of coaches come through there. Strong fan base. Talking about Kingman Beckemeyer, 24 in black, the best player.
Oldacre with another stop. Quick dish there from Preston. Some fancy passing for the basket.
I'm a big, big fan of Jordan Lee. She's a 6-foot sophomore, their best shooter, but man, is she a fast athlete. That's a tough combination when you're that fast and that good of a shooter to get out in the open floor.
Last half minute of play before the break. And Texas, if there was any thought that there might be a little choppiness to their start, that went out the window in about 8 seconds.
Yeah, they are looking like a number 1 seed is supposed to look against a 16 seed, right?
3 to get off a shot. Got to get one up there, and not sure they did in time. The shot did catch iron anyway. On a run, Preston. It was lightning quick. She'll lay it up and in.
I'm not even sure that's fast enough how you described it, because lightning is awfully fast, but Vic Schaefer will tell you she is the fastest guard I've ever had, and Vic Schaefer, boy, he's
Cậu đi rồi bác ơi, đi nước rồi nhá. Đi nước thì mẹ chơi đi. Đi cốc nhá, đi nước đi là đi cốc. Đi nước đi là mẹ đi cốc. Nay đi rồi mình đang học gì? Không hẹn lắm.
the rest of the Lady Bears, 1 for 22. Ooh, tough number to overcome.
One tough defense to score on. So we're underway here in the second half. By the way, the 10th time that Texas has led by 30 or more at halftime this year. So they're used to this. Aisha Washington looking for a Beckemeyer, and she's tied up immediately, and Texas is going to win that on the possession arrow.
That pressure is just different. Missouri State it's hard to adjust to it within the game when just the speed is overwhelming, the size just blowing up every opportunity for Beckemeyer. The key for Missouri State will be the next step of growth is to have a regular season where they come in like a 12 seed. I mean, it's just so difficult. We've seen it happen one time as a 16 seed. But it was 13, 14, 15. Just very, very difficult. And I'm sure Beth Cunningham has her eyes set on how to get Missouri State back into that 12 seed type spot.
Lee picks it up after dribbling it off her foot. Shot clock down to 10 for Missouri State. The Lady Bears, they have one win in this tournament in the play-in game, and that'll be dropped in for 2.
Good job by Faith Lee to reject that ball screen. And interesting story, right? She transferred from Little Rock to Missouri State, and the 3 times that she played against Missouri State as a Little Rock Trojan, she scored 20 points each game, and that's pretty easy to put your name in the portal and find a place.
Stripped by James. James up against Harmon. Little bump there, and they'll retain possession. Yeah, I wonder how that is in the handshake line after those games. You go, hey, any interest in maybe coming to play with us next year? Because you're doing nothing but beating us.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Or Rory Harmon. It's just such a heart for the defensive end of the floor, the point guard for Texas. Just that open floor rip in the last possession. And just a tough kid, man. Just, I said earlier, they made it to the Final Four last year, and she was not completely back 100% Rory Harmon. She is this year, and that's bad news for everybody in that path of Texas right now.
Man, deflected out of play by Madison Booker. Cunningham did the same thing. And it's just almost impossible to adjust to this kind of defense. There's another tip, another deflection.
Rory Harmon doesn't pick you up 94 feet. Like, she picks you up at the airport.
Right.
Like that type of pressure on the ball, just relentless.
Lee turns to fire, and Harmon with the rebound. All of 5-6. She gets 6 assists per game. What a quick push on the other end, and a whistle too.
I talked about the speed of Jordan Lee in the first half. Backs it up with 68, 69 made threes on the year, but boy, she can really get out and fly on those wings as a shooter. Puts pressure on the rim. You got to come out and take away that 3 ball, and when you do, she can explode, get to the rim, finish through contact. Just so many weapons. Vic Schaefer talked with us yesterday. This year I got 3 or 4 kids, Jimmy, that can get hot and I can feed, and Jordan Lee's one of them.
Lee, good foul shooter, 76%. At 22 against North Carolina, 23 against Missouri, where she hit 5 threes. There are a lot of weapons on this Texas team.
Think about Texas right now with 49 points, and Madison Booker in the running for National Player of the Year. She has taken 2 shots in this game.
and is not trying to force her way into things.
Doesn't.
Not for a minute. Lee off to Booker. All of those accolades. She'll step through. Can't get it to go. Went down to the seat of her pants. Actually helped keep it alive. Here's Carlton. Takes a hit. Can't finish it.
Madison Booker got some smooth shoes on her, right? Oh, those orange KDs, part of an NIL deal that she's got working with Kevin Durant.
I think we get a shot of her opening the box up. Pretty sweet. And Becca Meyer will lay that one up and in with 7:25 left in the third.
I know she has struggled in this game, King and Becca Meyer, but man, what a great kid to get to know and visit with. Interesting, I asked her the other day, who taught you to shoot the basketball? And she said Molly Miller, the coach at Arizona State, who got knocked out last night in the tournament. Molly Miller was the coach at Drury, another school there in Springfield, Missouri. She went to camp and developed a relationship with Molly Miller. And
now, Madison Booker, you mentioned the Kevin Durant kicks, which he's wearing today. Let's listen in on that moment.
All right. Oh. Ooh. I gotta look at them because they just too clean. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's gonna be a great tournament this year.
Well, they look great. She can wear anything on those feet. They could be
great.
magic.
Well, that number 35 that she wears is not by chance. She grew up a huge Kevin Durant fan. It certainly probably played into her becoming a Texas Longhorn, former Big 12 Player of the Year as a freshman, the first freshman to ever do it in that league. And she now pours into others. I was here, like I said, 2 years ago. She was a quiet freshman, thrust into point guard spot with the injury to Roy Harmon, but now part of her growth, not just as a skill, but her voice now, really learning the impact that she can have by pouring into her teammates. I love seeing it out of her.
It's a bucket there. Washington in transition. Drops it in. Aisha Washington, only a freshman, had 18 in her very first NCAA tournament game on Wednesday. Her dad played football at South Carolina. Mom running track, playing basketball there as well. So she obviously comes from a very successful athletic family. On the baseline, Lee can't hit.
You know, she grew up also, Aisha Washington, as a dancer. And the footwork backs that up. She played for a heck of a high school coach in Arkansas, Vic Rimmer. Of course, she transferred to Texas, won a state championship at Legion Prep Academy her senior year. Good player, talking about Aisha Washington, 15 in black. And they're on the baseline right now.
13 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds against Middle Tennessee in round 1 of the Conference USA tournament. So she's got a lot of skills, puts it to the deck here. Lee to drive it, and a collision, and that'll be an offensive foul.
Well, how good is Roy Harmon? Vic Schaefer says best point guard in the country. She's now 10th in the nation nationally for all-time career assists. Just explosive. A coach on the floor, understands the offense. You could walk out of practice and Roy Harmon would take control of the practice and not miss a beat. And that's a sign of all good leaders, quarterbacks, point guards. They have that built-in skill, and Roy Harmon has it.
Yesterday during the practice for Texas, Vic Schaefer wasn't happy about what they were working on offensively. Nice dish downstairs. Cunningham will finish that. And right on the sideline, Rory was saying, hey, we're better when we get paint touches. And Vic stopped the practice and said, Rory, repeat that. What did you just say to everybody? Yeah. And she said it. And he went, you're darn right. That's where we're better. They're not a three-point shooting team, but they can kill you with twos. Turn and a foul with 4:33 left here.
Jordan Lee's second on this team in scoring. 3 kids, average between 10 and 19, and then a lot of 8 and 9 point scores all the way down to the 7th or 8th guy for Vic Schaefer. One of the 4 number 1 seeds. I've heard some talk about South Carolina. Will it bother them to get sent all the way out to Sacramento? They're not driving, are they? They're flying, right?
No, I'm pretty sure that's a flight.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a problem for Don Staley and her squad.
Madison Booker losing the handle. And so Missouri State back with it.
Obi, I've coached against Vic Schaefer, did it for 3 years at Arkansas, and I just can tell you this about playing against them defensively. They don't allow you to cut in front of their face. The ball pressure is an absolute non-negotiable. They are physical on the box offs. And just make life heck for you. Just take away the mid-range game. The ball screen defense, they can hedge it, they can switch it.
Lady Bears starting to make some shots, but that's a little bit too easy for Texas. Oldacre has really had a fine game.
Missouri State shooting a good clip in this second half so far. You missed what, just one shot, I think?
Douglas,
am I wrong on that?
They'll call a timeout. No, I think you're right.
6 out of 7 from the field, Lady Bears.
3:21 to go in the third. Possession arrow will keep it down here, so it'll be Missouri State ball.
Vic Schaefer would tell his kids, they are shooting 86% against us in the second half. I mean, just find something right now to hold your kids to the fire, and that will be the number, I'm sure. He's going to ask somebody, what are they doing to us? I know we got the lead, but you just don't want to lose your edge in a blowout like this. The winner of this one takes on Oregon. How impressive was Katie Fiso today for the Oregon Ducks?
She was terrific. On the national stage, I'd say a star is born with Katie's performance. Getting in close and a miss there by Lee, but she'll draw the foul.
And what a joy to get to know her, and even a better joy to watch her. Just dynamic with her speed, so fast. Kelly Graves has coached a lot of good ones, and he feels like this is the best point guard in college ball. Rory Harmon and Vic Schaefer say, well, we're going to match you up and see, most likely, but boy, was she good. Just a fierce competitor, gets downhill, makes shots. That overall size of Oregon you got to contend with. So good with their position defense, multiple shot makers come out of the Big Ten, and taking on the winner of this one on Sunday.
Jordan Lee continues to score. 61-26. More pressure here for the Longhorns. And a timeout.
And Michaela Blake's one of those kids just rip your heart out and squeeze it also. That's very explosive offensive player. And Michigan's got a great winner with Olivia Olson. Those top seeds. Lauren Betts, I've said it, surrounded by better players this year. But that's a UCLA team that Texas had down 21. It tells you the capabilities of this Longhorn team.
Madison Booker jumps out for the block. Trying to get out of the backcourt now, and finally does get it across to Lee. Judd with a kick out. Lee's had a hot hand in this one for Texas, and that'll continue. So she's been the top scorer for both teams today. She has 19. And the lead expanding here for Texas, 63-26. And a foul by Madison Booker.
Yeah, Jordan Lee, you're right. The first thing you write down is a shooter, but this is a shooter with speed, and she has learned the weapon sets her up, and the runner off the three-point line, she's now making plays. Was the number 9 in the ESPN class of 2024, McDonald's All-American, won a gold medal for USA basketball, the under-18 team in 2024.
Her career high is 23, so she's 4 from that. Washington with a dribble down. Nice spin in the lane. She's got some game by Asia Washington, and only a freshman out of Fayetteville, Arkansas.
A really good player. I love what Beth Cunningham said about her. We can tell her one time, and she has it. Great basketball mind.
And a foul here by Missouri State. With 1:46 to go. And coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more and for listings, go to NCAA.com. This Texas men's team has become maybe the story so far in the men's tournament, with 2 wins already, the first 4 over NC State, and then a 79-71 beating of BYU yesterday to get to round 2.
Yeah, Modest Rokititis. I saw a lot of Texas this year in the SEC, obviously, and a 7-footer that is rugged and tough, plays hard. Tremont Mark hit a huge one in the first 4 games. Got Texas to advance, and Sean Miller in year 1 not only gets to the NCAA tournament, but now alive in the second round. And Texas basketball looking good in March right now.
Washington, a little floater, won't drop. But a whistle and a foul there as Oldacre hit the deck.
But we've talked about UConn. I have with Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd, I think, is going to be the #1 player taken in the WNBA draft. There's a kid in Spain, Alafam, that could always jump up there as well. But you look at UCLA, Lauren Betts is going to be a top 5 pick. And Kiki Rice, I talked about how UCLA has better players around her this year. Kiki Rice at UCLA, she's shooting 45% from the three-point line this year.
That's UCLA coming off a Final Four run last year.
Yeah.
Even better this year, many would tell you. Washington to shoot again. 37 left in the third, rattles that one home. And that will give her 9 points. Missouri State does have a win in this tournament. They won the first 4 matchup against Stephen F. Austin the other night here. Lee. Over the top for Oldacre. You can pretty much throw it up anywhere you want. There, she's going to get to it.
Jordan Lee is a sprinter with that basketball. Some kids are not quite as fast with the ball in their hands as they are sprinting. Not her. She might even actually be faster with that basketball. And she's all of 6 feet tall. Just a very difficult matchup. 7 in white.
With Beckemeyer trying to get free, trying to separate from her defender, just couldn't do it. And now, 4 seconds to get off a shot. Bush will launch it. And too strong. Second effort here for Douglas up and in.
Just not enough of those opportunities for Missouri State today. I will say this about Texas defensively through the eyes of Vic Schaefer. If you can't guard yours, you can't play for Vic Schaefer. Just a real premium on winning your one-on-one battle.
Booker lost her defender, going in strong. Just, well, they're going to wave that off and call that an offensive.
Missouri State, they're 8 out of 11 from the floor in this second half. So Vic Schaefer is going to have his club's attention at this break on film, getting ready for the next one.
Now that call caught the attention of the fans.
Oh,
Austin.
That one's iffy.
She still can't believe it.
No. Such a great young lady to talk to. Her dad, Carlos, one of the top shot blockers of all time at Southern Miss.
Beckemeyer open for a screen. She gets one, but can't get around her defender. Very tough for Missouri State all day to do that. Douglas on the spin. No. And another foul with 9.5 seconds before the end of the third. It was really a runaway from the opening tip. Texas got out in front 12-0. And they have never looked back today against the Lady Bears. Foul against Texas, so a chance for Missouri State to get back on the scoreboard out in midcourt, and they'll keep it with 8.3.
Look at Missouri State. I think you mentioned it earlier. Some of their famous alumni. The actor John Goodman. Kathleen Turner, actress. Ryan Howard, you should know this. Philadelphia Phillies.
Remember that very well.
And the Hall of Famer, of course, Jackie Stiles. You know who else is from Springfield, Missouri? Didn't go to Missouri State, I don't think. Who? Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Oh, at the buzzer, that'll count.
And they begin the tournament, UConn does, on a 50-game winning streak. Already talked about UConn, the #1 defensive efficiency team in the country. Keep an eye on AZ Fudd, OB. She's 18 made threes away from the UConn single-season record. That's how well she has shot the ball this year.
Well, that was a shot, not a pass, but Judd was there to clean it up. That's the way it's been going for Texas all day.
UCLA starts this women's tournament coming off of a 51-point win over a top 10 team, Iowa, in the Big Ten tournament game as well.
That's an offensive. Opening seconds of the final quarter. And Booker back on, the 3-time All-American for the Longhorns.
Coming up after us, a team that could also sneak their way in, LSU. I believe 14 games this year they've gone over 100 points, and Flau'Jae Johnson is 67-4 in the PMAC in her career. Coming up next after us, LSU takes on Jacksonville.
Our Capital One on the floor. Preston, Booker, Crump, Judd, and Cunningham for the Longhorns. Allison Booker just getting back on. That one rolls into the backcourt. Oh, it's going to be a violation here for Texas.
Missouri State shot 70% from the floor in the third quarter. Now, Texas did the same thing, but little bit a better reflection of Missouri State, who I thought they were deserving of maybe a 14 or 15 seed coming out of Conference USA. 21 wins on the year to start the tournament.
Get that 16 seed, you've got to battle your way through the play-in game.
It's a good game the other night, wasn't it?
It was.
Stephen F. Austin, the Lady Jacks, the Lady Bears.
A lot of fun, you and I.
Start the tournament, you and I, on Wednesday night.
Pauly beyond the 3, shot clock to 5. Becca Meyer, it's down to 2. It's going to be a violation here. So that's the kind of lockdown defense Texas has been playing all season long. And it works again as they get the turnover, and that'll be the 17th turnover for the Lady Bears. Judd beyond the 3.
Boy, she is the best. I'm just saying it. She is the best in the women's game at pin down curls into 15-foot jump shot. And Texas is the best in college ball. 28% of their makes on the year are the mid-range variety.
Booker, the 2025 SEC, 2024 Big 12 Player of the Year. It has been a special career, rounded out by Becca Meyer. Booker with the rebound. Up for Crump. Crowd today has been outstanding here at the Moody Center. Collision and a foul against Missouri State.
You got to talk about Madison Booker being so good at playing with her own rhythm. Doesn't get sped up. Doesn't obviously wow you, but just takes you in and comes off of it. Understands how to set people up. But man, once she boom plants those feet into that elbow pull-up jump shot, it is money for Madison Booker. Just a good job of being a powerful guard. I think of Madison Booker, I reflect back, I played elementary ball with a guy named Booker Madison. Couldn't shoot a lick. Madison Booker can absolutely shoot the leather off the ball.
So no comparison between...
No, none. Between Booker Madison and Madison Booker.
Who you probably had to guard when you were a kid.
No, the only commonality is they both played basketball. It stopped right there.
73-34 Texas. Here's Faith Lee for the Lady Bears. As their season is 7.5 minutes away from coming to an end, but it's been a terrific year for Missouri State. Winning 23 games. Great run through the Conference USA tournament to win it. Lee needs to get a shot in the air. Spins just in time, but short. Douglas collects it, and she'll draw the foul.
We haven't called Lainey Douglas's name a lot today, but all Missouri Valley Conference last year as a freshman before they moved to Conference USA, and boy, she was tremendous in their finals against Louisiana Tech. 15 points, 11 boards, 7 blocked shots in the title game.
I think at some point here going to start hearing a chant for Sarah Graves, I should say, who wears number 6 for Texas. And the senior walk-on, great energy, great enthusiasm. Everybody loves her here. 5'9" senior out of Keller, Texas.
The longest tenured Longhorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be a part of this program, and boy, what a great story she is and has and is going to be. Just highly successful young lady. Came in here as a walk-on and left her imprint on this all over this Texas program.
And Douglas swishes that one in. So it's just a matter of time before she's going to appear in this game, I would think. And Taya Sidbury's coming off the bench now for Vic Schaefer. 7:03 to go. We'll go the other way on the foul against Texas. So Sidbury, the senior, out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And Madison Booker, not a major day for her. They just haven't needed her today. That'll be a different story against the Oregon Ducks on Sunday. Oregon, an impressive win earlier today.
A little history, right, between Kelly Graves and Vic Schaefer in the right way. Kelly Graves kept Vic Schaefer from advancing the tournament a few years ago behind the play of Sabrina Ionescu. A really good Oregon team sitting there waiting on Texas here Sunday in Austin.
We will take a timeout here with 6:51 remaining in the contest. All Texas on this day.
Push that line further this year as a 1 seed. I believe they can.
For Vic, this has been, I'm leaving the jacket on the entire game. which is not always going to happen. Taken away by James, and that'll rattle home for Beckemeyer.
She has such a well-drilled shot. I mentioned Molly Miller taught her to shoot. Molly Miller now the head coach at Arizona State.
Who taught you how to shoot?
It wasn't Booker Madison. I'm going to say my dad.
Your dad?
My dad went to a shooting clinic by the great Jerry West. And brought back just the fundamentals of that. And I tried to do it. Wasn't always great at it. I actually wasn't very good at all.
I'd say Jerry West. That's not true. But Jerry West, start with that. I mean, the could absolutely score. And it was one of the great players in the history of the NBA. Always interesting to me who does that, who teaches really good players the fundamentals of the game. Texas with the ball. The spin here by Preston. She's got a lot of game to like. The sophomore out of Jonesboro, Georgia.
Boy, doesn't she though? Just exceptional speed, separation ability all by herself.
Lee doubling back the other way, went right into the masses, and she'll pick up an opportunity to shoot here with 5:12 to go.
Cayman Beckemeyer, one of 7 in the nation with at least 570 points and 270 rebounds, and the shortest to do it. Just an all-around game. Been tough sledding for that young lady today, but an awfully good year overall. And this is that speed that Vic Schaefer just goes on and on about. State champion for Wesleyan High School in Jonesboro, Georgia.
Very good passer. And Faith Lee, senior, will make one of 2. And Madison Booker with the rebound. So 5 minutes to go in this contest, and a big crowd at the Moody Center getting ready for a clash between their team, the number 1 seed here, and the Oregon Ducks, the number 8. And that will be sometime on Sunday. Whether it's in the afternoon or the evening, we do not know yet. 4:54 to go in this game.
Obi, I will say this about Texas. One thing to keep an eye on going forward in this tournament. They're at the bottom of Division I. They only take 12 three-point shots per game. 4th fewest in Division I, and they only make 4. And today they racked up 77 points, but Texas from the three-point line just 2 out of 7. They could run into a game where size, physicality kind of negates their two-point ability, and they're going to have to make enough shots on that perimeter. And Vic Schaefer knows it. If they make just enough threes, they can win the national title. If they run into a game where they need that 3 ball and they only make 2 or 3, that could be what knocks them out.
Booker, 2 more for her. Give her 14 and 10. So another double-double rather quietly today.
It is money, though, coming off of those curl screens. She sets up people well. Always in rhythm, doesn't get rushed.
Our Capital One rewarding performance. And a look at this one today in Austin.
Multiple you could choose from, but boy, how good has Jordan Lee been? Known as a shooter, but she is an electric, long athlete, quick off the bounce. A lot of speed in the open floor. One of the 4 options Vic Schaefer feels like this year he has from one game to the next. You can call the number and rack up big points. And it's a tough cover. And she is all of 6 feet.
He's got her back next year. A sophomore from Stockton, California. He's raved about her improvement from a season ago and a big step forward. Collision at midcourt. Crowd wanted a foul there against Missouri State. And they do get a timeout. Lady Bears get one here. Crowd was howling after that collision at half court.
A heck of a competitor herself. She played at Notre Dame as Beth Morgan led the Irish to their first Final Four back in 1997. Now she's still 3rd on the list at Notre Dame. Beth is behind Enrique Ogunbowale and Skylar Diggins, one of the all-time greats in Notre Dame basketball history, now leads this Missouri State team on the sidelines.
Now Beth, the mom of 3 girls and a son who were all at her practice yesterday. And they weren't just sitting around. all of them were dribbling a basketball. In fact, her son brought his own basketball to practice because he feared that maybe they won't have the basketballs ready. So I got to bring my own. And it's a true basketball family, and she's done a heck of a job at Missouri State. After a great career as a player, over 2,300 points at Notre Dame.
She came here her senior year in the NCAA tournament as a 6th seed at Notre Dame and beat the number 3 seed Texas Longhorns over in the old Irwin Center, the Drum, that propelled Notre Dame to the Final Four. She put 29 on Texas on St. Patrick's Day as a Notre Dame player. She said there was one row of green behind our bench and the rest of it was burnt orange. So she came in here as a player and got it done with great success.
Muffet McGraw could coach just a little bit, right? Bruggen off target. The follow blocked. Cunningham getting a piece of that one.
I think it's been the perfect scenario for Vic Schaefer. I say that because they came out, did not have any rust at all in the first half and took care of business. But he's also got enough stuff on his film to say, now this third quarter in particular, that's not good enough to get us to where we need to go. So the things that Vic Schaefer will work through, get in preparation. And here comes Miss Graves.
Sarah Graves. That's the reason for the cheers here. The senior, the longest tenured Longhorn. She's made all of 7 baskets all year, but fans chant for her to get into the game. After 4 years with very little playing time, she's an immensely popular player because of her energy. Sidbury with the pick and will lay it in. The finance major. It's become a big story here. I mean, they've been writing articles about her and the fact that she's played so little but has such great enthusiasm and energy and goes all out at every practice. Great programs have around the back. Here's Sidbury and a great feed from Preston.
And Vic Schaefer takes the timeout to make sure that Sarah Graves checks in. The starters check out.
And there's Sarah, the finance major, was awarded a scholarship 2 years ago. Also a very talented artist. And they love to see her coming in.
To your point, she's only played in a total of 80 minutes this year, appearances in half the games. She is 7 out of 15 from the floor, by the way. But her imprint on this program far exceeds anything that she has done on the floor. Her voice is engaging, it's encouraging. She is a finance major and is the only student on the Texas Business of Sport Institute Advisory Board, which also includes Kevin Durant, Chris Bosh, and several CEOs of companies. Boy, she made the most of her time as a Texas Longhorn, right?
Well, she is a special walk-on. And 2 minutes to go here in Austin.
When College Game Day was here, they showed her designing t-shirts, right, for the student section. And very gifted in so many areas.
Scott with a shot off the back of the iron.
One seeds are supposed to look like one seeds in the first round. That's exactly what Texas looked like today. They are right there with UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and Vic Schaefer says, this is my best offensive team, and they're going to put 85 plus on the board today, and this defense airtight.
Minute 19 to go here in Austin. Oregon awaiting the Texas Longhorns. And a Sunday showdown to go to the Sweet 16. 85-42. And Preston to put it in. In for Graves. Her shot will go. Really, nobody went home despite the blowout today. This is a fan base that loves its team. Scott from way downtown will knock that home.
It's been a good second half for Missouri State. I knew nobody got punished in that first half, but good things to build on for the Lady Bears and with this Texas team. Vic Schaefer's got this Texas program rolling. Third straight year as a 1 seed.
Graves. You would think she's taking the last shot in a tie game in the Final Four. But they love her here. There's no question about that. And the last half minute of play.
You can't empty yourself any more for a program than what Sarah Graves has done. And you'd love for her to make a shot and may or may not get in the game on Sunday. And could be her last appearance here on the floor. Trying to get her open.
He's going to drive it into the paint. The turnaround. Got it.
There you go, Sarah. Well done. Then look at Madison Booker and Rory Harmon, the biggest cheerleaders in this arena for Sarah Graves. That is some great stuff.
She's an immensely popular player, despite getting very little playing time, and she's got such a special attitude.
Madison Booker became a cheerleader on this shot right here. Boom, the pivot off the pressure, and yes, sir.
Control.